Hello, everybody. In our next lesson, lesson 4.8, we are on page 201 of the second grade Go Math textbook. And our topic today is rewriting two-digit addition. And the essential question is, what are two different ways to write an addition problem? So I'm going to read you four different math problems, and I want you to write the math problem so that the add-ins are stacked on top of each other. Okay. All right. So here's the first question. Juan's family drove 32 miles to his grandmother's house. Then they drove 14 miles to his aunt's house. How many miles did they drive? Okay, again, I want you to write the add-ins in what we refer to as the vertical format. So one number on top of the other number. Let me repeat the numbers. Juan's family drove 32 miles to his grandmother's house. Then they drove 14 miles to his aunt's house. Okay, go ahead and pause the video after and write the add-ins for this problem, and you can find the sum as well. All right. So is this what you came up with? 32, and then they went 14 more miles. So 32 plus 14. If you found the sum, 4 and 2 is 6 ones. No need to regroup. Add the tens. 3 tens plus 1 10 is 4 tens, or 40. Okay, here's the second problem. You can go ahead and pause the video after I read the problem. Max's family drove 12 miles to the beach and then drove 8 more miles to the snack bar. How many miles did they drive? Again, write the add-ins in vertical alignment. Find the sum. And again, the numbers were the family drove 12 miles to the beach and then 8 more miles to the snack bar. Okay, go ahead and pause the video and write the addition problem for that. All right, is this what you came up with? So they started driving 12 miles and then they drove 8 more miles. Now, this one, some students will get this problem incorrect. Okay, now there 8 means 8 ones. So the ones need to be lined up. This is the tens. If you put 8 underneath the tens, that would be incorrect. We don't have 80, we only have 8. All right, so 8 and 2 is 10. We're going to trade those 10 ones for a 10. So 110 plus the regroup 10 is 20. All right, the third problem. Follow the same format, write it in vertical form, find the sum, and pause the video after I read the question. Ms. Sawyer drove 23 miles to visit her best friend. Then she drove home the same way. How many miles did she drive? So she drove 23 miles to her best friend's house and then came back the same way. How many miles did she drive? Okay, is this what you came up with? 23 miles to get to her friend's house, the same 23 miles to get back. Add the ones. So we have 6 ones. No need to regroup. Now add the tens. 2 tens and 2 tens is 4 tens, or 46. Okay, and the last problem. Again, write the add-ins in vertical alignment. Find the sum. Pause the video as you're doing that after I read the question. Mrs. Morgan drove 45 miles to the Space Museum. Then she drove 49 miles to visit her sister. How many miles did she drive? So again, she drove 45 miles to the Space Museum, and she drove 49 miles to visit her sister. Okay, go ahead and write the addition problem for that word problem. Okay, is this what you came up with? So 45 miles to the Space Museum plus the 49 miles to her sister's house. Well, 9 and 5 is 14. 9 and 5 is 14. We're going to have to regroup that as 110 and 4 ones. 4 and 4 is 8 tens, plus the regroup 10 gives us 9 tens. Okay. Now, you might say, remember, our essential question was, what are two different ways to write addition problems? So this is how we really want to kind of solve the problems. But I could write the addition problem like that, right? Or 12 plus 8, or 23 plus 23, or 45 plus 49. Okay, this would be horizontal. And I could still solve it that way, but it is easier to solve it when they're vertically aligned. Okay, all right, let's look at page 202. All right, add 28 plus 45, again, so this is horizontal, left to right. Step 1, for 28, write the tens digit in the tens column, write the ones digit in the ones column, and then repeat for 45. So in other words, all they're saying is, let's rewrite this problem so it's vertical. So we have 2 in the tens place, 8 in the ones place, and we're going to add 45. 5 in the ones place, 4 in the tens place. Now we know this routine now. Add the ones and regroup if you need to, and add the tens. Well, 8 and 5 is 13. So we're going to regroup that as 110 and 3 ones. Now add the tens. 4 and 2 is 6, plus the regroup 10, 7. All right, rewrite the addition problem, then add 25 plus 8. So 2 in the tens place, 5 in the ones place, and add 8. Okay, again, this is not 80. It's 8. So there aren't any tens in the second add-in. So we're going to put the 8 in the ones place. 8 and 5 is 13. Regroup 10 of the ones is a 10. And leave 3 in the ones place. 210 plus the regroup 10, 33. 37 plus 10. Now technically, we should be able to do that in our head, right? Because all we're doing is adding 10 to this number. That means the ones place will not change. All we have to do is add the extra 10. But 7 plus 0, 7 ones, no need to regroup. 3 tens plus 1 10, 4 tens. 25 plus 45. Okay. Add the ones. 5 and 5 is 10 ones, right? So we're going to regroup that as 110 and 0 ones. Add the tens. 4 and 2 is 6. 6 and 1 is 7. Okay. Now remember, if you're getting comfortable with this, you can pause the video and just come back and use the video to check your answers. Or if you feel like you need to continue with the instruction, keep following along. 38 plus 29. Now I know what 9 plus 8 is. Okay, it's a basic math fact, so I know it. But let's say I didn't. Well, 9 is just one more than 8. 8 and 8 is a doubles fact, and I should know that. 8 and 8 is 16, plus one more for the 9. That's 17. 17 ones. That means I have to regroup the 17 as 110 and 7 ones. right? In 17, there's a 110 and 7 ones. Now add the 10s. 3 and 2 is 5, plus the regroup 10, 6. All right, 20 plus 45. Okay, this is another problem that we've practiced where we just are adding two 10s, right? To 45. But we'll go ahead and go through the steps. 0 plus 5 means we move forward 5 ones. We don't need to regroup, so add the 10s. 4 10s and 2 10s, 6 10s. 6 10s is 60, right? 63 plus 9. Okay, 9. That is not 90, it's 9. So we only have 9 ones. So make sure that you line it up by putting the ones lined up. Okay, 9 and 3, that's 12. We're going to regroup that as 110 and 2 ones. And 6 10s plus 110 is 7 10s. 15 plus 36. Okay. When you're set these up vertically, make sure you take your time and write them neatly, one under the other. Okay. 6 and 5. Again, I know that math fact, but if I didn't, 6 is one more than 5. 5 and 5 is a double factor, which is 10. Add the extra one from 6. That's 11. Regroup that as 110 and 1 1. And now add the 10s. 1, 2, and 3 more is 5. 74 plus 18. Okay, 8 and 4. Well, I know 8 and 2 is 10, and 2 plus 2 is 4, so 8 plus 2 is 10, plus 2 more is 12. Regroup that as 110 and 2 ones. Now add the 10s. 7, 8, 9. 92. Okay, let's look at page 203. More of the same, right? 27 plus 54. The directions say rewrite the addition problem, then add. Okay, so it's horizontal. We want to stack it vertically, lining up place value. 1s under the 1s, 10s under the 10s. 7 plus 4 is 11. Regroup as 110 and 1 1. 5 plus 3 is 8. 34 plus 30. Well, 4 1s plus 0 1s is 4 1s. No need to regroup. 3 10s plus 3 10s, 6 10s. 26 plus 17. Well, I know that 7 is just one more than 6, and 6 and 6 is 12, plus the extra one, 13. Regroup as 110 and 3 1s, 2 10s, 3 10s, 4 10s. 48 plus 38. 8 and 8, I know is 16, so that means I have to regroup that as 110 and 6 1s. 4 and 3 is 7, plus one more is 8. 50 plus 32. Okay, well, 0, and you add 2, you're at 2. No need to regroup. 5 10s and 3 10s, 8 10s. 61 plus 38. Well, 1, and you add 8 more. I can also think of that as 8 plus 1 is 9. We don't need to regroup. 6 10s plus 3 10s is 9 10s. So 99. 37 plus 43. 7 10s, 7 1s plus 3 1s is 10 1s. Regroup that as a 10 and 0 1s. 3 and 1 is 4. 4 and 4 is 8. So 8 10s. 79 plus 17. 9 plus 7 more. Well, again, 9 plus 1 would be 10. 10 plus 6 is 16. Regroup as 110 and 6 1s. 110, 6 1s. Add the tens, 7, 8, 9. 45 and 40. 5 and 0 is 5 ones. 4 tens plus 4 tens, 85. 21 plus 52. 2 and 1 is 3 ones. We don't regroup. 2 plus 5 is 7. So 73. Okay, number 19. 17 plus 76. Okay. So 7 is 1 more than 6. 6 and 6 is 12. Plus 1 more, 13. 7, 8, 9. 9 tens. Number 20. 68 plus 29. 9 plus 8 is 17. Regroup as 110 and 7 ones. Add the 10. 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 tens. 21. For which of the problems above could you find the sum without rewriting it? Okay, so I could have done that one. I could probably do this one. And I could probably do this one without rewriting it. Okay. So why could I redo those? Well, let's talk about 17. I could find the sum for number 17 because all I have to do is add the tens together. The ones didn't change. Okay. So it went from 4 tens in 45 to 8 tens after adding the 4 tens from 40. So 85. Okay, let's go to the last page of this lesson, 204. Problem solving applications. And this is kind of a real world situation. So use the table and write or draw to show how you solve the problem. So let's make sure we understand the table. This says points scored this season. And we have number of points and we have the player. So it looks like Anna scored 26 points during the season. Lou scored 37 points during the season. Becky scored 23 points and Kevin scored 19. Okay, so now that we understand the table, let's look at the question. Which two players scored 56 points in all? Which two players scored 56 in all? So we know we have to have 5 tens total and 6 ones as a total. Well, when I look at these numbers, none of them add up to 6, right? In fact, 6, I wouldn't be able to add anything to N if I just had 6 ones. 7, that's over 6. 3, that's less than 6. And 9, that's over 6. So it's not, I need a sum of 16 when I add 2 of them then. When I look at the ones place, I'm going to need 16 ones. So if I have 16 ones, that means I had to regroup I had to regroup 10 of the 16 ones for a 10, right? So 7 and 6, that's 13 ones, right? 7 plus 6, 7 plus 3, that's 10 ones. 9 plus 3, that's 12 ones. So we haven't found it yet. 6 and 3, that's 9 ones. 7 and 9. Oh, that's 16 ones, right? 9 and 7. Let's see if we can get 56 from that. 37 plus 19. 9 and 7 is 16. We're going to regroup that as 1 10 and 6 ones. So we got our 6, right? Now we need the 10s to add up to 5. 3, 4, 5. And they do, right? Okay, so 56. Now we could have gone through and kept adding them. Okay, 3 10s and 2 10s, that's 5 10s. And so you might think, oh, okay, that's it. It's Anna and Lou. But 7 and 6, that's 13, right? Which means we'd have to regroup, and now we'd have 6 10s. 37 and 23. 7 and 3 is going to give me a 10, right? Which means I have 0 in my answer for the ones place. So you can try different combinations until you get the 56. All right, so what are our numbers? 37 and 19. Except it doesn't say which numbers, it says which two players. So it's not 37. 37 is not a player. Lou is a player. 19. 19 is not a player. Kevin scored 19. Okay, so Lou and Kevin. And finally, 23. Sean says you can find the sum of 20 plus 63 without rewriting it. Explain how to find the sum using mental math. Okay, so this is like question 21. Okay, add. What's he going to add? He's going to add 2 10s to the 6 10s, right? So if you add 2 10s from the 20 to the 6 10s from 63, that's going to be a sum of 8 10s. 6 10s plus 2 10s is 8 10s. 8 10s is worth 80, so 80 plus the 3 1s in 63, 83. Okay, so that's it for lesson 4.8, rewriting two-digit addition. So until our next lesson, I'll see you soon.